for the first time, hello and welcome. And we're in for just a wonderful time today. I don't know if you guys feel it, but it just feels so good to be together like this again. Like that's what I'm feeling right now. It's so good.
It is awesome. So wherever you are, I'll give you a little rundown of what a virtual wish circle looks like and feels like. And maybe for some of you, you've done this before with me. But basically, it is an opportunity for us to come together, to circle, even if we're circling on Zoom, but to create a little space for ourselves. And I first want to just applaud you right there, give you a tremendous amount of credit because of all the choices that you can do with your special time. You have the ability to commit to some time for yourself, to feeling good, to taking a moment to pause your busy life, to even quieting the voices of stress, the feelings of uncertainty, and allow yourself the opportunity to reconnect to your inner light, reconnect to the deepest part of yourself. So Justin and I both share this love and this commitment to teaching others, to empowering others. And before we dive in, Justin, I thought it might be fun to go back and share a little bit about how you and I connected, because sometimes I think when you put yourself in the path of and intentionally saying like, I'm in the business of expanding myself, this personal development, and sharing myself in spirit with others, it has a magnetic effect. And Justin participated at an event and he sang a song that he wrote. He was part of an incredible journey, which is now entitled Your Big Voice with Isaac and Torald Koren. And they are phenomenal singer-songwriters by their own right, but they also have this program, Your Big Voice, and it helps you create your music with your song. And Justin had such a powerful experience with them. He created an entire album. He has a powerful story around that. And when I heard him sing, my heart exploded. And I think at this event, when I was just in the audience, afterwards, I was like, I have to know you. We have to be friends. And he immediately, as we were chatting, is like, what's happening on your arm? Like, what is the story with those bracelets? So we shared both what we were doing, and we were instantly friends. And from there on. So Justin, can you talk a little bit about what happens when you intentionally put yourself in action towards what you want in life, whether it's through meditation, whether it's through creating circles that empower you? What is that like?
Yeah, I mean, I think, a lot of people here, especially those of you guys who have done work with me, you guys know the importance that I feel about intention and vision and getting this clear. And that's why when I met Alexa, and literally we're sitting in this room, it was like 50 people, and I performed at this thing, and she's like, I have these beads, and then you write a vision, and you go in the future and imagine what you want, and then you put your wish inside. I was like, what? Like, so those of you who've read my work and know my book, I was like, I need this, like right now. And ever since then, they've been on my wrist and then on my neck. And originally it just started, as a friendship with something that I genuinely loved. And then I was like, New Year's happened, and I do visioning with a lot of people on New Year's. And I was like, Alexa, can you come to my house and do this with my friends on New Year's? And then it just has been expanding from there. But as it goes particularly, I know that everyone here doesn't need an explanation on like the spiritual aspect of visioning or wishing, because you wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case. But one of the things that I feel called to distinguish between is a way that I have a difference in my mind between like doing a vision, setting an intention. And if everybody can just make sure, just double check that you're muted right now, so that we can just be responsible all together for the quality of the sound for everybody here, that would be great. So one of the things that I like is to differentiate, like sometimes we throw these words together, like vision and wishing and intention and this and that, and we kind of see them all as in one pot. And I was thinking this morning just very clearly about how I define these things differently. And so the first thing that I want to talk about is the vision. I think that is what comes first. That's like, you can't do any of the other work without having the vision, because everything is taking you forward in the direction of your dreams and your goals and what you want to become. And you guys know, just as a little recap, like a part of what's important when you're creating a vision is getting yourself outside of your circumstances. Many of you will remember the fisherman story that I told. And so we have to dream in a way and create a vision that is bigger than what we have, because that is what activates desire within us. The word desire in Latin, meaning from spirit or from the stars, it activates that desire in us so that we have the motivation or the momentum to move towards our vision. And so a lot of people, when they're like, I don't have motivation, I can't get up, I don't really want to do it, I'm not excited. I'm like, your vision is not what you really want then. Because if your vision is what you really wanted, then it just wakes up in you because it's from spirit. And so the vision part is essential first, right? And then from that vision comes the intention piece. And the intention is where a lot of you who've read my book know that I get a little sciencey and geeky about the RAS and the reticular activating system and this part of our brains. And if you guys want me to explain it again, I will, but just, it's this part of our brain that is like shows the neuroscience behind intention setting. Ultimately, without going into the long story of it, is there's a part of our brain that keeps us safe. And what our brain does to keep us safe and keep us at equilibrium with everything that's coming at us throughout the day, every word I'm saying, every color you're seeing, everything you're processing throughout the day, there's a system that filters. It filters what's important and what's not. And without a vision, what your brain filters is whatever it wants to keep you in the same spot. What your brain naturally wants to do is just keep you in the same spot. And it's not because it's trying to hold you down, it's just what's the standard. Our brain is naturally not wanting to like push past its limits, right? We have to actively do that. And so when we set a vision and we set an intention, now our brain, instead of keeping us in what's called default mode, scientifically, it puts us into vision mode or intention mode, and it starts filtering different things. Am I making sense here? I'm going very quickly through this, but it starts filtering out different things. So this is how you can be in the same spot or in the same relationship or in the same job or in the same this. And once your intention changes, you see everything differently, right? Everything all of a sudden you see it differently, even though you're in the same situation. Or you could be living in a house and then all of a sudden, or in an apartment or in a relationship, be like, you know what, this relationship isn't for me anymore. This house isn't for me anymore. This city isn't for me anymore. Normally, it's not because the city or the house or the situation changed. Normally, it's because, oh, I hear a little baby. Do I hear somebody? So normally, it's not because any of that changed, but it's because your intention changed or your vision for your life changed. And then from that place comes the wish. That's where the wish comes in, because we have the vision, we have the intention of where we're going, and now we rely on faith. And I'm not talking about religious faith. I'm talking about faith in the way that faith and fear are literally the same thing. They are the exact same thing, flip sides of a coin. Both faith and fear require you to believe in something that you can't see and that hasn't happened yet. Both of them.
I love
and so
that.
we get to choose. Are we choosing faith? Are we choosing fear? And the wish, I find, is where we put our intention and put our power. We say, this is what I want. This is what I desire. This is my intention. And I offer it up. I offer it up knowing that the universe has a much bigger and better plan for me than I can ever imagine for myself. And if this is in the highest good, so it is, and let it be. And that's the piece where I've always found the Wishbeads and the Wishcircle and all of that so powerful, because it pulls it into this energetic heart space, and we get to wear it on us, saying, I remember, I trust, I let go. This is my wish. So anyway, I just really wanted to say that because I've never actually felt like I've ever described that clear distinction before, Alexa. And so
yeah,
it's important.
I love that. And obviously, I just adore you as a teacher. And I think that you bring up such an important point, because the whole reason why I initially got so excited about this idea of reinventing the wish was because we've been kind of doing it in a way all wrong. It's not that it's wrong. We've been doing it in a patterned way, which is whether you're tossing pennies in a fountain or you're blowing your birthday candles out, if we don't actually charge it with anything, we may do it in that moment, but then it's just poof, it just disappears. We give it no intention. We give it no energy. We don't nurture it at all. And so nothing changes, which means that we don't believe it. But today's invitation, this idea of seeing it and going on a little bit of a ride, quieting our minds, that's actually going to be the first part. I've asked Justin to lead us in a centering meditation. And this is just to get quiet. It's almost a little shower for your nervous system. And then once we're in the quiet place, I will then guide you through an invitation to really allow an image to come up from the deepest part of your deepest part of your being, almost like a movie of you living your life as if your wish has come true. Now, for my friends here who, let's say, are not visual people, and not everybody is, this experience could come in the form of a feeling. It could come in the feeling of, or the idea of words popping into your mind. My only suggestion with this experience is simply not to judge the experience. Just allow whatever it is to come from this place. After we're finished, there's even an invitation to write it down, go back to this energy, reconnect with it, and write down what you experienced in detail. It's almost as if it's a garden that you're planting, and that by seeing it and imagining it and feeling it and letting it be deliciously specific, that's part of that idea of really clarifying what that vision is and what your intentions are around why you want to work so hard to make it come true. And by working hard, I mean just consistently feeding it your intention, something I call wish work, but we'll talk about that afterward. So I say, let's get to it. And I want to give you a sense of just sort of the agenda for the rest of today. So right now, my invitation for you is to get comfortable wherever you are. Maybe quiet down any distractions, turn off the phones beeping or close any doors. But just give yourself this beautiful gift that you've given yourself already with just being here, which is amazing. So clear your space, get very comfortable. Justin's going to guide us through a centering meditation. I will take over from there. You can keep your eyes closed. And then when you come out, I'll just be able to tell you what's going to happen next.
Alexa, just so people feel at ease, if people end up having questions, because I saw a couple of them in the chat box, we have time to take care of those later?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. We'll have plenty of times.
Cool. Perfect. And I just want to, Eric, because I just want to name it so that it doesn't limit your vision about, if you have family or people in your life that you feel like your vision is going to affect them, this is a part of your frying pan. This is a part of your circumstances. You have to just go beyond it right now, okay? Because you can't control all of that in this right now, this intention, and we can dig into that later, but that's a part of what's structuring your frying pan. So I just want you to know that and give yourself permission. Cool? Yeah.
I also just on that same note, Justin, because I think it goes back to the sort of things that we have an idea as we're sitting here right now of maybe what you want to wish for. Or maybe you have someone that is going through a particularly hard time and you want to wish for them. I'm so glad, Eric, you brought this up. My invitation to you right now, above all else, is that this wish is for you. And by you stepping into the beautiful experience and expression of you and your wish coming, you living your wish, that being, that person is actually in a better position to give back to the world. So whether it is giving back to your friends, your family, to supporting them in ways because you have the emotional bandwidth or even financial support, whatever that looks like. So in this moment, I can tell if you're here, you're obviously a very giving person, but this time is for you to see yourself in your best and brightest wish. But we'll answer questions afterward.
All right. So let's drop into this sacred space that we love to get into together. So I'm going to invite you guys today to close your eyes if you feel comfortable. If you want to keep them open for some reason, which is also fine, keep them open, but just keep a soft, steady gaze without glancing around too much.
Sorry.
There you go. Thanks, Alexa.
You're back.
It's all
Thank
good.
you.
That was it. Cool. So eyes closed, right hand over the heart, left hand over the navel. Again, you're welcome to keep your eyes open, but keeping them closed might be the best. Do whatever feels comfortable to you with no right or wrong, and everything that we're offering to you today, knowing that it's just an invitation, trusting your inner self. And on the count of 3, uniting our breath together, I'd like you to exhale everything out of your system through your nose. 1, 2, 3. Exhale everything out through the nose. Come to complete emptiness. Great. And now to my count of 6, I want you to inhale for 1 into the belly, 2 up into the chest, 3 into the collarbone, 4 into the throat, 5 into the jaw, 6 through the crown of the head. Hold it for a moment. And open the mouth, let it go. Don't be afraid to let out a little sound. Again, same thing. Inhale deeper this time for 1 into the belly, 2 into the heart, 3 into the collarbone, 4 into the throat, 5 into the jaw, 6 through the crown of the head. Hold it. Open the mouth, let it go. Last time, inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold it. And now this time, silently and as softly as you can without making a sound, let the breath go. Very slow, silent, and soft. I'd like you to just breathe normally now and start to just feel every part of your body that is in contact with a supported surface. So if you're in a chair, feel the parts of your butt that are touching the chair, the backs of your legs and your feet on the floor. If you're sitting down on the floor, feel every single point of contact on your body, including your back, every part of you that's being supported right now. Just feel your body in contact. And then see if on your next breath you can just soften into that support 5% more, just 5% more. Just releasing and noticing and just feeling that while your body is touching this surface of support, this surface of support is also rising to meet you. Feeling that connection and remembering that no matter what's going on in our lives, no matter how heavy things may be, that we always have support, a surface of support, unseen forces of support, seen and unseen, rising to meet us. You are supported. You are not alone. Rising to meet you. And for the next 3 breaths, I just invite you to repeat these words in your mind, or you can even whisper them out loud. Just whispering or saying in your mind, I am not alone. I am supported. I am not alone. I am supported. I am not alone. I am supported. As you feel the support of your body physically and the energetic support of all of us here together, holding this sacred space, and all of our guides and angels and spirits and family and ancestors holding us and supporting us as well. Just keep your eyes closed and keep yourself in this sacred space as Alexa guides us through the next part of this journey.
Thank you, Justin. Feeling that centering, feeling that energy of being held. I invite you to imagine that there is a beautiful light that is showering down from above you. Golden flecks of light gently seeping in from the top of your head, moving down into your being, touching you on a cellular level, feeling you with nourishing, beautiful light. This light is nourishing your head, your face, moving down into your spine, expanding through your shoulders. The light is moving through your arms, all the way down through your fingertips. Picture this light filling your torso, replenishing your cells, nurturing your cells, grounding you down through your spine, through your torso and hips, moving through your body to your legs and knees, moving all the way down through your shins and ankles and feet and toes. Your body is energized with this beautiful golden light. Now bringing your attention back to the center of your chest and the area of your heart, I invite you to picture a beautiful ball of light, and it can be any color you wish, right in the center of your chest. This is a special energy of your heart. And picture that beautiful ball of light right now. And as you breathe in, imagine that this light is growing in intensity. And as you exhale, this light is gently expanding. And again, imagining this beautiful ball of light, as you breathe in, this light is growing in an intensity. And as you exhale, this light is expanding. On this next inhalation in, this light is growing in intensity one more time, so light, so bright, that it's actually forming a beam of light that is coming out through the center of your chest. And as it shoots forth through the center of your chest, as you exhale, this light is shining on a blank screen in front of you. Picture that light shining on that screen right now. Just see the color of the light on a screen in front of you. And now I invite you to allow this light to come into focus like an old-fashioned movie projector. And it's showing you an image, a movie of you living a moment in time where you are living your wish as if it's already come true. Allow this image, this movie, to come into focus right now. Without judging, just allow yourself to watch this image, whatever it is, come into focus. You're watching yourself, noticing where you are, what you're doing. See that for a moment. And then slowly, slowly walk towards the screen right now. As you get closer and closer to the screen, there is a moment when you actually merge with this image. You step in to the movie of you living your life as if your wish has already come true. Step inside that movie right now. In this beautiful time and place where you are living your wish, see if you can activate your senses and bring this place to life. What do you hear in this time and place where everything feels just right? Notice a very specific sound right now. And as you feel yourself there, see if you can notice the ground where you are right now, in this moment in time when everything is feeling just right. See if you can look down and notice your feet, what shoes you're wearing. Are you outside? What is something specific you can notice on the ground right now? And as you move around, see if you can notice the light in this time and place. What time of day is it? Is there any specific thing that you can notice about the quality of the light in this time and place? And as you explore a little further, turn your attention inward and see if you can connect with your feelings in this time and place. What are 3 words that would describe how you feel when you are living your wish as if it's come true? What words would describe that feeling? Bring your awareness now to your body. How do you feel inside your body in this beautiful time and place where you're living your wish? Just scan your body. You might notice what you're wearing. You might notice how you feel. Bring your awareness to you. And as you explore a little bit further, taking in all the sensations of this magical time and place, see if you can notice 3 specific details. What tiny things can you notice in this time and place? Notice them now. Now, before we come back, set your intention to remember as many details as possible, the energy, the sights, the sounds, the feelings, the words, the details. They're all inside of you, and you can actually return to this place anytime you wish, just by connecting to your light in the center of your chest. So trust that these details, this feeling, this experience, it's here for you anytime you want to return. But before we come back, just see if you can notice one more thing. Just one other detail. Something that sparks your heart, makes you feel deeply satisfied. What's one last thing you can notice? Notice that now. Now slowly, slowly, taking a big deep breath in, I invite you to bring your awareness gently back to your own body. Inhaling deeply, bringing your attention back to your mind, back to your body, back to your chair, back to your toes, back to your fingers. Bring your awareness back to you. Slowly, slowly return to the present moment. And when you're ready, gently, gently open your eyes and bring your awareness back to your room. Welcome back. Welcome back. Maybe you need to wiggle your spine a little bit. How was that for everybody? Now we're into phase 2. See, here we thought we couldn't go on vacation. Not true. Not true. Okay, I'm going to just, so relaxing. I'm so happy. It does sort of just rejuvenates you from the inside out. Justin, were you surprised by what you experienced?
Yeah. Yeah, it took me like to a whole thing I like have never even thought about before. Once I let myself go, I was just like, whoa. To be honest, it was kind of like, it was the first time in a while that I felt something that was like, oh, that's like way beyond my frying pan. And I was like, whoa, like I've never, anyway, so I'm not ready to actually share it,
That's
what it
okay.
is yet, but it just feels like it was so much. And so that was cool because it's something that literally has never even crossed my brain. And I think that's what's so fascinating is when we go into this heart space and let it project from there. It's like, it was not what I was thinking I was going to be wishing for today.
Isn't that interesting? Because we all have conscious wishes, which for many of us come in the forms of goals or things that we're actually consciously working on. And so those goals, for especially for people like you and I would imagine many of you, it's, they are infused with intention. They are infused with giving back and building things that we believe in. And yet, when we wish and we go to this quiet place, another layer comes up. That it's kind of a whisper from our soul that's kind of peeking at us that says, what about this? What about this? And so, because I lead these so often, I'm often surprised by the nuances, the layers, and the specificity of what's coming up. And it's what happens with wishing this way is that because I call the vision itself the pin in the map of your destiny. If you just want to go on a road trip, or you have this idea that I want to go to the mountains, the vagueness of like, I just want to go to the mountains. You could get in your car without any directions whatsoever and find yourself a little bit lost. But if you say, no, I want to go to the Rocky Mountains, and I want to specifically go to this peak, and I want to go to this cabin that's at this address on this peak in the Rocky Mountains because I want to see this view. Suddenly you have a pin and a map, and from that pin you get a roadmap of how to get there. You just go directly there. You're not going to just get in the car and hope that you stumble upon the Rocky Mountains. You may waste a lot of time. You may take all kinds of wrong turns. But somehow when you get to a place where you can see something, even if it's just one aspect of what you want, you get a clue. And from that clue, you can bring it to yourself right now. And I'm happy to talk about what I saw, but I would love to know if anybody wants to know. So this is what happens with you. If you do feel called to share what you experienced, I am happy to share with you a little bit of my techniques that I use that helps bring that energy to you right now, and also illuminates what steps you need to take to actively work towards your wish. That's actually how wishes come true. In addition to being supported energetically, we meet that intention with action. And that's why I developed something called Wishwork, which is very, very simple steps. It's funny, it's actually a book. I don't have it next to me right now. I have Justin's book next to me, which I highly recommend. But the Wishwork is 21 days, 21-day experience of tiny little steps that helps you tune in and take action towards your wish. Because ironically, it's the little things.
It's amazing. I've done it. It's amazing.
It's a very direct way for you to experience life a little bit differently. And Justin, you were talking about this so beautifully at the beginning of the Wish Circle, which is getting yourself out of your habits. It takes a little shift because our minds are programmed to process and notice things the same way that we've habitually been noticing them. But somehow when you engage in life just a little bit differently, which is what Wishwork does, it activates a little challenge of the day. And just by doing little things like noticing smiles, and even with masks, you can see someone smiling through their eyes. Or the lyrics on a radio of a song playing on the radio, or putting something in your calendar 6 months from now related to your wish, or telling your wish to somebody. All of these are just little simple, a game you can play with life, and that helps you expand. It helps you create new neural pathways in your brain. It helps you actually see and experience for yourself how you can shift your patterns and to empower you on this journey of making your wishes come true.
Beautiful. So you asked if somebody wanted to share?
Yes. Does somebody want to share? And then we can talk about what that experience was like for you and how you can use it. Because I know sometimes
another scavenger hunt to see who can share. I'm just kidding.
I know. Oh my God. I love that scavenger hunt so much. Oh my God. I love that. Oh my God. I love it so much. But it's funny. I think that, I think there was somebody who, somebody said, what? I love that. There was a sudden clap of thunder outside that made it a bit tricky to stay with the sunny day vision. Interesting energy. I sort of love that. We don't have a lot of thunderstorms here in California, but I love thunderstorms. I love the energy of it. Amplify those
Carrie
wishes.
said she would share. Carrie,
oh, great. Perfect.
Carrie, you can just unmute yourself.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So it was really surprising when you said the sound, because the first thing that started for me was that I was at a book signing for me, my own book. And then when you said, what sound do you hear? I heard applause, and I actually was I was very surprised by that, because then the whole vision morphed into me on a stage, which
awesome.
Was strange. And I was wearing really comfortable cotton clothing with a mic attached, and I had a glass of water, and I was actually out of my shoes, barefoot, cross-legged in a seat, how I always sit. And
awesome.
And then the last little bit went, because this was really hard for me to not wish for someone else, so I really appreciated that. And so the last bit when you said, I'm forgetting how the thing was about something that's going to light your heart up, was I invited my daughter, or my daughter was invited onto the stage to sing a song because she wants to be a performing artist, a singer. And so we were at some event where I was talking about my book I wrote, and then she sang at the end. And it was and my daughter and I were just talking about dreams and wishes yesterday, and about how I feel like there's just something that I haven't done yet. So
amazing. I love it. Carrie, have you written this book yet?
Well, so it's a book of poetry that I write poetry, and every time I post, because I just post on social media, and people, my mom has been saying, you need to publish your work. And I'm, because it's so hard, and what does that entail? And I'm not a writer, all the excuses.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
I have written it. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Oh my God, Carrie, this is so great. Okay. Thank you, one, for being so brave and sharing what's happening. And I love the fact that everyone can see Carrie in real time, because this is the energy of wishing. So when Carrie was sharing, and when you were sharing, Carrie, your vision, the light on your face, the feeling of like, and then I heard applause, and then my daughter comes up and sings a song, and then it's all like, yeah, okay. And then I said, did you write a book? And then the other part of life comes on, right? And you can see it in your face where you're like, well, I have. I post on social media, but like my mom says I should, and all of that other energy, which we all do that, including me. Okay. But here's what the exciting thing to me about wishing, and you seeing your wish. It's one thing if someone else says, you know what you can do, Carrie? You can be a TEDx speaker or a TED speaker. You can make a book about poetry. You can do that. And it feels like it's their thing. They're telling you what to do. But when you wish it, when you see it in your own visualization and you feel it, this is your pin in the map. And what I invite you to do, and everyone to do, is to write down in vivid detail what you saw, felt, and experienced. You can even do, that sort of where you write without stopping. And so even if there's more details that come up, the reason why this is important is because this moment to you is so vivid, it's so filled, it's so electric for you, that when you are putting together, I mean, you've already written a book, you already have your poetry. When you are actually now talking about tangible tasks that you can do to writing a book, and Justin and I, having both written books, can tell you that there is plenty of times when you just have to keep putting the tush in the seat and the fingers on the keyboard and making the thing. But when you are fueled, and when you sit down with intention, with the energy that's already done, the joy, the elation of being on that stage, barefoot, cross-legged, with your daughter, looking at her, singing her song. Maybe you have her song playing in your headphones when you're sitting down to write that final or the opening words to your book of poetry. The energy of that actually is what fuels you. The energy of that is what keeps you in motion with love, and not with the habitual doubts and hesitations that many of us struggle with when we're actually working on our goals. It's a different way of working. It's a different way of manifesting. And when you start it with the intention that this will be a delightful, magical experience of total manifestation, then you start to create that vortex of energy. And you also have the vision as a place for you to go to when you're feeling stuck, when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling the kind of habit of like, I can't really, I'm going to do this. Really? Those are the moments that you step back, you go for a walk, or you close your eyes, you reconnect with that vision that you saw today. You reread the words that you write after we get off our wish circle. So you feel it and you taste it. And that's what's gonna make this journey so much easier for you. It's gonna have its own little vortex because you've already made it happen. And according to quantum physics, time is not linear. So it's like, it's already happening. Same with you, Justin, this big thing that you see, it's already done. And doesn't that feel great? Doesn't it feel like a relief?
I love, one of my mentors always tells me, Jim Selman is his name. He tells me, and I've done this so many times in my life, like go forward into the vision and let the future dictate to you what you did now. So like the question that you ask to yourself is like looking back from whenever this thing was done. So like with Carrie's case, like looking back from her on the stage with her daughter, what choice was made? So let's say that was a year from now. What choice was made today from that place? Like if you were looking back, like, oh, what did Carrie do? What did I do a year ago that made this? Like, what did I do 6 months ago that made this? Versus trying to think forward, you're going from the future back. And it's a whole different ball game, because like you said, when we're sitting in this position now going forward, it's like, oh, it's so much work. I have to do this, I have to do that. But when you look back at it and you're thinking, if I'm coming from this place where it's infused with love and ease and care and fun, if that's what I'm creating, then what decision did I make back then to make that happen? And it's a whole different way of creating. So that's amazing. I want to make sure before we sign off, do we want to do, Alexa, do you want to take a couple questions, or what? How do you want to?
Absolutely. Does anybody have any questions on how this works and what to do next? Just as a recap, if anyone, who is typing in things, the next step for you to do right now after we wrap up is to grab a journal and go ahead, and it looks like Adrienne has a question, go ahead and write down your experience in vivid detail. And then I invite you to sign up. Either one, you can get my book, Wishwork. You can get it from my website or Amazon or whatever. 2, sign up at wishbeads.com/yes. I'm going to put this right here. Boop, boop, boop. Hold on. I'm going to put this in here to get the Wishwork. It's wishbeads.com/yes. And what you're going to do is you're going to get the 21. Oh, hold on a second. I was doing that too. I have to send that to everybody. Hold on a second, everyone in the meeting. Okay, there you go. You're going to get a guided visualization recording. So even if you wanted to revisit this with just a recording, and then you're going to get the 21 days of Wishwork with a little audio greeting from me. So that's a way for you to sort of stay connected with the energy, stay intentional, and do these little tiny steps. But those are the 2 biggest things that you can do to really capitalize on this.
What about people who have Wishbeads? Does anybody have?
I forgot about the Wishbeads part.
Yeah, I'm like,
oh my God, you're like, right, I have a jewelry company. I forgot. So I'm so excited about the teaching that I'm like, oh, right, jewelry. So Wishbeads obviously is where you have this little tiny canister on the whether you have a necklace or a bracelet. And so take the essence of your wish. If you were going to give it a movie title, okay, just like 1 or 2 words. I mean, some people try to jam all the details. Not necessary, my friends. You don't have to try to jam everything. It's only the size of a fortune cookie. Note. But just take it. If you were going to give your wish a movie title, what would that be? Because all you're going to do is you're going to write it on a little piece of paper. You're going to roll it up and you're going to stick it inside with a toothpick. Mine looks a little bit funny in there, but that's all. It's all in there. And then what happens is that when you're wearing your wish, you have this tangible reminder, because just like you, I am bombarded with all kinds of beeps and this and that, and life gets busy. And yet, when I have my visible reminder, I know what this wish is. So for each of my bracelets, there's a very intentional wish that's inside, and it helps me reconnect my mind, realign my intentions, and activate my heart to be like, that's right. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm creating. That's what I'm creating right now, every time I look at my wish beads. So after you've really kind of written the details, you've kind of juiced up your visualization, go ahead and create like a little movie title about it. So Carrie's, yours might be sharing the stage, or applause for my book, or something. I don't know, something that feels exciting for you.
With my daughter.
With my daughter.
And then just for all the overachievers out there, because I tried this, don't try to put multiple wish papers in the beads. It doesn't work. Just cut yourself the slack. I tried everything. It fits one thing, no matter how tightly you roll it, no matter how much you try. You can only fit one paper in at a time. So it's good.
Yeah.
Because it helps us stay specific. And my mom asked, how long do you keep the wish in the bracelet? That's a really good question.
That's a great question. So I like to say you keep your wish until it comes true. Now, if there are some wishes that maybe will take longer than other wishes. There are some wishes for people that come true right away. And there's one woman who actually, Carrie, very similar to you. She had this idea for this talk that she gave, and she used a carnelian bracelet, and she did her talk. She had her talk, she prepared her talk. Everything was about this carnelian bracelet. And afterward, I was like, oh, cool. Like, your wish came true. There's more wish paper in your box. Make another wish. And she was like, no, that one will always be with my carnelian bracelet, because it reminds me how powerful I was to make my wish come true. And so that energy for me, it's like, that's a reminder, a tangible reminder of like, oh yeah, I did it. So she kept it. So the idea is that you do want to have one wish per bracelet, because again, it's specificity. We want lots of things. And you can swap it out after your wish comes true. Or let's say, you find something that's even more potent for you that you want to wish for. Pull out the one, put it somewhere special, and put another one in there. So you can do that. Yeah. My reminder, though,
or just get a whole bunch of bracelets.
Hold on 1 second.
Like me.
Whoops. My reminder.
Get bracelet crazy.
Okay. My reminder for everybody is also that because these are cylinders, really important reminder. Every time you put on your bracelet, you're going to want to tighten the cylinder. Now, 2 reasons why. 1, you don't want it to fall off, because if you keep wearing it, it rolls and rolls and rolls. It can just naturally loosen the cylinder. So go ahead and tighten it. But I will tell you, every morning when I put mine on, when I tighten them, I'm also activating my intention. So it's helping me be like recommitting to my wish every time. It's a little reminder.
And don't get them wet.
Don't get them wet.
Waterproof.
Nope. So don't get them wet. Yeah, don't wear them in the don't wear them in the shower. And
I mean, when you wash your hands or something, it's fine. But like, don't in the pool with your wish beads on, because then your wish is wet. You have
your wish is real wet. It's gonna go away.
I don't know. I was trying to come up with a joke, but it didn't come. So Adrian had a question.
Yes.
Yeah. So my vision seemed very past, and I was wondering if you could talk about that. Not totally past, but I didn't. It was the way I looked a long time ago. So can you just talk about?
Sure. If something comes up for you, I would actually ask some questions around what was it about that time? So was it a feeling? Was it an energy? Something about, I can look back at times when I was in my early 20s and things that I did, and there was a spirit there. There was a sort of energy there. And so is there something specific about that time that you can glean from and say, oh, okay, that time was about, and then ask yourself that. And if you want to be more specific, I can be more specific in my answer. But for me, I know there was distinct, So go ahead and tell me a little bit about what you saw, and maybe I can help you a little bit further.
Yeah, so I'm a scuba diver, and that's what I do for fun, but I don't get to dive very often. So I was back in the islands. I lived in the Caribbean for a while before grad school. So it was very much, I was on the beach, I was in the water, and I could see this enormous whale passing over. You don't dive deep enough to see whales on top of your head, but that's where I was. So I did that. I thought, oh, maybe it's the peace, it's the serenity, it's the absolute silence when you're 60 feet under and there's no cell phones. And I thought maybe it was that, but like my hair was completely different. I was many pounds lighter, just everything was different.
Whoa. Okay. I love everything about this. I also think it may mean that you need to book a scuba trip. Like, I think that needs to be an actual goal for you, because there is something about, so there's 2 things. One that's just really cool, and I'm super in awe of like you being a scuba diver. That's way cool. A few things. Right now, I think that first of all, it is reflecting on that feeling of actually just being in the water. And because you've already experienced that, the idea that quiet, the depth, to me, that is a place that even when are you a meditator as well?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So that place of that depth and that quiet, that deep environment, I would say, number 1, that's calling to you. Number 2, I would ask the question, can I put in my wish list of my goals for whatever year, a pandemic aside, whatever aside, but actually booking a trip. And so then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, if I could dive anywhere, where would I go diving? Like, what would that be? So there's a tangible piece. And I've had people who have wanted to manifest a vacation trip in Hawaii. And so one of those things is about actually like looking up deals and seeing how you, like when you can, start saving up for it or have time in your calendar. There's actual tangible things that you can do. But what's also interesting to me about what you said is the specificity about whales. And so if I were, first of all, I'd be like, me personally, I'd be so terrified to be in the water.
Me too.
With a whale. Oh my God, that like totally freaks me out. That's why I love like everybody's wish is your own, because like my palms sweat just thinking about it. But from that, the specificity of that visualization, I would say like explore like listening to whale sounds. Like whale sounds while you're working, or on your screensaver, a picture of a whale like being seen up from above. Like there's ways that you can bring this vision to your now, right now, because maybe there's a message that the whales are trying to give you. Maybe there's wisdom in their calls. I don't know. I've been watching the show, I think it's called Planet. It's on Netflix. It's so beautiful. It's so amazing. And I want to say there is one that they explore water. And that would actually be something that I would recommend you spending time viewing. So you see how there are so many different ways to come at this idea of creating a plan. And as Justin so beautifully talked about, you're there in the moment. So what choices would you be making with the rear view lens that was going to bring that to fruition? In your case, it sort of feels like the past, but maybe it's the future, maybe even the indication with your hair. Like maybe that is a clue about maybe you're ready to rock longer hair. Maybe you're ready to, buy a bathing suit or like run around in like a bathing suit like situation in your house. I don't know.
Making whale sounds. I'm just kidding.
Making whale sounds, I mean, there's so many clues here that are very specific. That's why I love the specificity piece. And if you play with it with this childlike curiosity, you will be able to know, does this spark my heart? Is this putting me in a place like, does this spark my heart? Because what happens is, and I just want to touch on this right now, because we're in such this really intense time of everything for all the reasons that I'm not going to go into because and yet we have these tools to spark our heart. So wishing is not selfish at all. It's actually a selfless act, because you showing up, Adrienne, grounded, feeling empowered, feeling nurtured, feeling like you're getting whispers of wisdom from whales, feeling like you're looking to the future for your abundant scuba diving trip. These are all things that give you an abundance of energy, clarity, and confidence so that you can move through whatever you're dealing with right now with that energy. And that's what's available to all of us. But we live in a very human world and a planet that is in a tremendous amount of upheaval, but there's work to do. So the work can come from within and come from this place of limitless possibility. And that's why I love Justin's work so much. And that's why I believe in the work that I do. It's why I honestly forget sometimes I'm selling jewelry. Because I so believe in the power of transformation that is within you. So one of the things that I tell people is that wish beads are not magic. You're magic. They just remind you how magical you are. That's the truth.
Yes. Amen. And I'm looking at the time right now, so I want to be very respectful of people's time. And one of the things that we were going to do, we were thinking about what we were going to do at the end. And Alexa, you had asked me to sing a song, but I actually think I want to do something different, if that's okay.
I'm down with anything you do.
Okay. So just one thing that I would love, and if any of you guys have questions afterwards, Alexa can stay on for a few minutes. Oh, somebody asked, what's my book? The book is called Stay Woke, a meditation guide for the rest of us. I'm putting a link here to where you can get it, staywokegiveback.com. So if you go there, you can get the book. Oh my God, look at all you guys holding up the book. Thank you. And one of the things that I would love us to do is just to make a big collective wish for the world right now.
Yes.
It's so beautiful that we're wishing for ourselves. And I think that the energy that we need right now, just for a moment, is to make a big wish for the world. So if you will join me, and if you have to sign off, thank you for coming. But just for a moment, this will take less than 5 minutes. Just close your eyes again, and let's place one hand over the heart again and the other hand over the navel. And the reason why I do this, the difference here, both versus placing them both over the heart, is oftentimes when we're making a strong intention or a wish, you want the wish to be centered not only in the root of your heart and the center of love, but also rooted in your power. And so we're placing the hand over the core, the third chakra, the center of our power and confidence, and uniting these two places as we wish for the world. And let's together unify our breaths by taking one full deep breath in together now, and hold it. Open the mouth, let it go. Again, deep breath in, hold it. Open the mouth, let it go. And last one, silently and softly, inhale, hold it at the top. And as softly and quietly as you can, let it go. Honoring your whole experience today. Again, remembering the support that you have around you, feeling into your own body and the support of this collective, support of our group, this community that we're building that's so beautiful and thriving and vibrant and loving. If you can go back to that light that you built within yourself, even if it looks a little different this time, projecting out onto a screen. And if this light could project an image onto the screen of the world that you want to see for all of us, for your children, for the future generation, just notice what you notice from this projection, even if it's faint or unclear as we go into it quickly. And then asking yourself the question, if this vision that I see is true, what did I do today? Looking back from the future, what did I do? What choices did I make? What did I do today in 2020 to make that vision a reality? As we are each responsible for each other, and we're each responsible for creating this world. And now with both hands over the heart and your vision for the world and yourself in mind, I'd like you to think of one word that represents the vision that you have for the world. And if it's 2 words, that's fine too, but just 1 or 2 words that represents the vision that you have for our collective, for our world. And take a breath in and a breath out. And keeping yourself in this centered space, just open your eyes and type in your words that you want to offer to the world in the chat box so we can just really create a collective, documented intention for all of us.
Community, equity, peace, healing,
Love, unity.
Love, living in wonder, great health, equality, peace and
Beautiful.
safety.
Said, I love that
Ohana,
everybody said. Ohana, yes.
harmony, global transformation, kindness,
Yes.
vibrant
peace, unity,
love.
Vibrant love. This is amazing. Unity, celebration, seeing them all come through. Keep them
So
coming.
amazing.
And I just want to thank you, Alexa, because, you know, and I see Adrian said, you know, everybody ending hunger to here and fed spiritually and emotionally and clearly and all of those ways. And I just want Alexa to thank and honor you for bringing this forward, because it really is true. And I believe this in my heart and soul. And the reason why I do my work is this individual work that we're doing, like you said in the beginning, and stepping into the vision for our lives, especially those of us who are conscious and spiritual and woke and all of those things. Like, the world needs us to step fully into our power right now. And as individuals, and as we each do that as individuals, we are impacting the collective. And it's not about impacting the collective, even standing on a world stage. It's about your family. It's about your loved ones. It's about the people you come in contact with at the grocery store. It's about how you respond to people when they're coming at you combatively. It's about how we treat one another and people of different races. It's about all of those micro and macro moments, and how we're able to step into those moments because we're living and in alignment with our truth and who we are meant to be. And so I thank you, Alexa, for guiding me and guiding us and being a teacher to me, even in so many ways, into this wish work. And we love you and we thank you. And I love every single one of you. And thank you for coming together to be together. We'll have, I don't know what the next thing is, but there will be more things.
There will be more things. There will be more things. So thank you, Justin. I adore you so, so, so much. And all of you, you are in my heart. If you want to come join me, I jump on the Instagrams at 8:30 in the morning at wishbeads.official to chat about the wish work. So come hang out with me there. I keep on thinking I'm gonna see if Justin can join us one of these days in the morning, but depends where you are in the world.
Depends. Well, I'm pretty stable here. I'm not flying anywhere these days, so we can make it happen eventually.
Okay, cool. But it's just a pleasure. I'm so, so delighted to spend Sunday with you. And if you have any questions at all, I can hang out just for a little while longer. But anyway, you're just amazing. And I am sending you so much joy, support, love for your wishes to all come true, because you deserve it. You deserve it.
Love
Thank
you guys.
everybody.
Enjoy your wishes. May they all come true. Mwah.
Bye, Justin.
Bye, Alexa. Bye, everybody. Love you guys.